Dear students of Uganda Christian University, both old and new, I welcome you in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ. My name is Dr. Geoffrey Mlindwa, and I'm the Director of Health Services here at Uganda Christian University. Ours is a supportive service. I do head a department, and we sit at Alan Galpin Health Center, where we offer preventive, curative, rehabilitation, and health educational services or health promotional services to the whole community of the university, both students, staff, and dependents. I'm here to mainly address you on the subject of health, especially at this material time when we have the big problem of COVID-19, which in the past has caused the closing of institutions of learning, including Uganda Christian University, since March. And while the university will continue giving health services, we need to raise awareness of the community about COVID-19 prevention and response. COVID-19 is a disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome, coronavirus type 2, and it was first reported globally in December 2019 in Wuhan, China. Now, the first case in Uganda was only diagnosed in the last part of the month of March in 2020. And that caused community partial lockdown measures instituted from the 18th of March by the President of the Republic of Uganda. And universities and other institutions of learning were closed on the 20th of March. So since then, the university has not been functional. A quick response led to us in the Department of Health Services, or Directorate of Health Services, to develop standard operating procedures. And we started implementing these on the 23rd of March, 2020. And then we started by screening people or the community coming into the university to seek services by closing all the other entrances and remaining with only one. And at that entrance, temperatures of every individual who would come into the university would be taken using a non-contact infrared thermometer, or what is called a temperature gun these days. And everyone was required to wash or sanitize one's hands at the entrance. This is what is called hand hygiene. We also developed a questionnaire on travel history. If somebody has traveled anywhere in different parts of the country or outside the country, by that time the airport had not been closed, and would also take the symptoms of the person entering the university, but would also encourage them to properly put on a mask, which was mandatory. And I can demonstrate how that should be done, whereby you have one face, the darker side, which should be on the outer side, and the lighter side inside, and then you have to put on a mask covering both the nostrils or the nose and the mouth. And we encourage people to distance, socially distance or physically distance, at least by 1.5 meters. Since then, the university has had a task force since March, and since March only 3 suspects have been referred and all tested negative for COVID-19. We have also had 2 travelers coming into the university who were also screened, and both were found to be negative. And we have had collaboration with the district and the national task force established, where we can always call upon them when we have a suspect. And we have had standard operating procedures revised and task force terms of reference developed in June 2020. And so far we have had 2 inspections by National Council of Higher Education for COVID-19 prevention and response compliance. And in both these inspections, UCU was declared compliant as of August 2020. The current status, as you may know from the communication from the Ministry of Health, as of Saturday 10th of October, Uganda had 9,801 cases of COVID-19, 6,109 recoveries, and 93 deaths. And since then, borders and airports were opened on the 1st, and institutions of higher learning like UCU and schools will be opened for finalists tomorrow on the 15th. And the new SOPs recommend that asymptomatic individuals or individuals without symptoms will be isolated at home and monitored by the health workers. So in preparation for reopening of UCU, we have had provisions of foot-operated hand washing stations, which you will find at all entrances into the university and into different buildings. Demonstrations will be carried out to show you how you use these foot-operated hand washing machines or stations for hand hygiene. As I had already demonstrated, we encourage, and it is mandatory, that everybody who comes into the university puts on a face mask properly and keeps social distancing by at least 1.5 meters. We have different task forces at the different campuses, at the main campus, at Kampala campus, and the schools of medicine and dentistry. And training of trainer sessions has been held, so you'll be having different people train you in your different departments, and in places of residence. Stakeholders have been mobilized, and IEC materials have been developed, and you will see some across the campus, and more will be coming in as the disease situation changes. And training teams will be carrying out awareness campaigns at your places of study and residence to ensure that everybody properly puts on a mask, to ensure that there is hand sanitizing or hand hygiene carried out at all entrances, and that people social distance in classes, offices, and outside. Surfaces will be disinfected regularly, and gatherings will be limited. Emergency preparedness, we have prepared that in case of any emergency, in case of detecting anybody who is a suspect due to suspicious symptoms or signs, each campus has a health facility. As I told you, that we have a health facility at the main campus known as Alan Galpin, and here there are trained health workers who are equipped with personal protective equipment, and they will be able to screen, isolate, and contact the district surveillance team on a 24-hour basis. Isolation rooms are available at both campuses, and an individual who is a suspect would be isolated and screened in isolation room until they are evacuated by the district surveillance team. We will also be monitoring, we should also be having monitoring teams that will not only carry out continuous awareness and response campaigns, but also regularly monitor and submit reports about compliance with COVID-19 standard operating procedures. We shall also have evaluation meetings to inform decisions that may change at regular times depending on data gathered or changing information about COVID-19 locally and globally. Emergency response drills will also be carried out regularly. I thank you so much for listening to me. But in addition to these services, I told you we also offer prevention in the form of different immunizations, health promotion through awareness. We do have a health awareness week, which you are encouraged to attend actively once a week during a semester, so that you are educated and you share experiences about common health problems that you may encounter and how they can be dealt with. But we also have other forms of health promotion where the Directorate of Health checks on the safety of your places of study, your places of accommodation, your places where you get meals, to see that everything is safe and healthy for you during your stay at UCU, different campuses, so that it is conducive for you to carry out your academic programs successfully. I thank administration for enabling us to put all these arrangements and provisions in place, and we look forward to meeting you, engaging you, offering you services for which health services you will register. I hope you will have carried a form that has the basic or the baseline health status you are in before you join the university this semester, and it is against that we shall follow your health throughout the semester and thereafter. So you will be required to register with the health facility and also to sign a document committing yourself to adhere to these standard operating procedures and other health interventions during your course of stay at Uganda Christian University. Thank you so much. I wish you a fruitful and blessed stay at Uganda Christian University. God bless you.